Filming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure my hands are steady.
Okay, so this is Alex filming.
Terribly.
Filming me trying to show you how to cook something really simple. So I thought it's easier to show you. So we're going to do chicken in the oven with a bunch of other stuff, and it's all going to go in the oven. So it's going to take about an hour to do. You're going to want some chicken. So you buy some fresh chicken. I've just defrosted these, but you can have fresh chicken. You could have things like this. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Might want to come in closer.
Right.
Right, so that's just 2 chicken legs that I've got. This is 2 chicken breasts. You could also have chicken thighs. So if you're having chicken thighs, you probably want 4 at least. I'm actually going to do all of these, and this will be for me and Fee, and there'll probably be some left over. So you might just want to do something like that. So what I'm going to do with these, I've got a pan for the oven. It needs to be a deep one, so it's got, I don't know, a couple of inches or so. You must have ones like that. So I want that. And then before I do anything else, I'm going to put the oven on, so it's hot.
Yeah.
Oven. So fan and set the temperature. I'm going to set this to 200 degrees. And when the light goes off, it's hot enough. You probably know that. So I hope I'm not telling you stuff that you already know all about. So my chicken, what I'm going to do with my chicken, so it's not frozen, I'm just going to plonk it in the pan. Like that. And these also in the pan. I'm going to get rid of these, and I want to wash my hands because it's chicken, obviously. Sure, Alex doesn't really need to film me washing my hands or putting this in the bin, but you get the whole treatment.
Yeah. Step by step, being very thorough.
Right. I've got some cooking oil. This is olive oil, but it's not extra virgin. Extra virgin will burn. So this is just, it just says mild and light olive oil, and it comes in a lighter colour. You don't want the green stuff, you want the yellow stuff. So I'm just going to dribble just a little bit over the chicken, not too much, but just a little. So I find it easier to shake the bottle from side to side so less comes out. So hopefully you can see it's just not too much at all. Okay, so it just kind of wets most of them, but not all of them. I then have pepper thing, very kindly given to me by you and Mum. And put some pepper on all of it. We need new batteries.
Yours should sound better in practice.
Okay, so quite a reasonable amount of pepper because it just helps with flavour. I'm going to put salt on, and I don't know how much salt or whether you use salt in cooking because you might be more careful with it. But I'm just going to use ordinary table salt, and I'm just going to sprinkle a bit over the skin of the chicken. So some of it's going to go everywhere, but not too much.
And what is the purpose of doing the salt on the skin of the chicken?
So the salt is again to add flavour, but it will also help it go crispy. Okay, so we're going to have to wait for our oven to get hot. So I'm just going to put this over there, and that can sit and wait for other stuff. Right, we're off again. So slight pause was, I just chopped an onion, put an onion in. I know you're not going to do that, you're not going to have onion, so you didn't need to see that. But anyway, that's what that is, in case you're looking at that and thinking, he's missed a step. That was all that was. So the other things we're going to have, peppers. I've got fresh peppers. I've got a packet of mushrooms. These are portabellini mushrooms, but any mushroom I'm sure is fine. And this is perfect vegetable pack. So it's just got an assortment. They're all prepped. If you notice, the beans have already got the ends cut off. These have got the ends cut off. There's nothing you need to do apart from take them out of the packet and cook them. So it couldn't be easier. I've also got some new potatoes. And I got small new potatoes so we can cook these in the oven with the chicken. So that's those. I'm going to need a knife, sharp knife, and chopping board. You can use a big knife or a small knife. I just prefer to use a big one, but it doesn't really matter. And we're just going to chop them up. I'm going to chop them just into biggish chunks. So for the pepper, I don't want that bit, and I don't want this bit, and I don't want the stuff in the middle. So I find it easier just to chop the sides off like that, like that,
Low.
like that, and then chuck it on the floor.
Yeah.
So that's that one.
We apologise for the lapse in quality.
We'll chuck that other bit in the bin.
Mm-hmm.
So other one, you see?
Yeah, you can see.
So just chopping, 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 chopping. They're a bit big, so I'm just going to chop them up just a little bit more. So you can see they're still quite big chunks. But I have to go in the bin that bit, Fee.
Thank you, Mum.
Fee wants to say hello.
Hello.
Let's come in.
Yeah.
So it's still chopping. Just chopping these.
We are so very professional in these videos, aren't we?
Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to get a small plate here, just so I can put things on it. Otherwise, I've got no room on my chopping board.
Mm.
So there you go. There. Right, chop, chop. Chop, chop. I'm not supposed to stop talking, am I, when you do this?
Oh, don't worry.
I'm supposed to keep talking about anything that's interesting, but there isn't that much interesting with chopping peppers. So those are done. So don't need to do anything else with those. Mushrooms, I am just going to really roughly chop them. I'm not going to peel them, there's no point. You don't have to peel mushrooms. Anyone who tells you you're talking rubbish. So I'm just going to, again, big-ish chunks. So chop that in two. Chop that in two. So they're quite biggy chunks.
Personally, I find they taste better if they're thinner and more finely cooked, but well, hey.
No, because they're going to be in the oven for quite a while. So you
Oh,
want,
yeah. Cooking.
you
All
want
that.
big-ish chunks. So I just had a couple of big mushrooms from a couple of peppers, a couple of big mushrooms. They will all shrink. So that's fine. We've got these vegetables which we'll have to one side. The potatoes, I'm going to just take some of the potatoes. Now, for these, I'm just going to take however many you want for the two of you. So I guess for us, we'll probably have about that many.
And one very oddly shaped one.
A rude potato, and I'm just going to chop these in half. That's all I'm going to do. Not going to take the skins off, not going to peel them, not going to wash them even. I don't know, perhaps I should wash them, but we haven't died yet. So just chopping, minding my fingers, obviously. Right, they're done. So that's all good. But that's basically all my prep done. So that's couldn't be much simpler. So
I'm eating young mushrooms.
the only thing that's happened is the light's gone off, so it's hot enough. So I'm going to take my chicken, which yours would just be chicken, mine's chicken with a bit of onion. Just hung that in. It's going in the middle, so it's the middle of the oven, and I'm going to leave it for about 20 minutes. So depending how good you are, you might want to use a timer. Set a timer for. But let's set a timer. So I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. There we go. And we'll come back in 20 minutes' time. We've just gone over the 20 minutes, but only slightly, it doesn't matter. So just thinking about the potatoes, there isn't probably enough oil in the bottom of the pan to coat the potatoes. So all I'm going to do is get a bowl and put a tiny amount of the same oil, olive oil, not extra virgin, into a bowl. Just not a lot, okay? Just a little.
Right.
And then I'm just going to put the potatoes in, squeeze them about a bit, so they just get oil on them. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Now that's all you need to do. before they go into the oven. So I'm just twirling them around until they look shiny. When they're all shiny, they're all obviously covered in oil. So, however, if you want to go the extra mile and really impress Granny, then you could try doing this. If you can find in the cupboard turmeric. This is ground turmeric. It's really brightly coloured, and you have to be a bit careful because it will stain. But I guarantee you'll have some in your herb cupboard. And just take a teaspoon, and then a small amount. You don't need much, so literally that much. And then I'm just going to just tap it whilst it's over the potatoes, just so it sort of sprinkles some of it onto the potatoes. I don't want to get too much on there, really. Okay, I'm going to put that back and then just mix that up.
You ever given us turmeric? I'm not sure.
You what?
You ever done a turmeric for us? I'm not sure if you have.
You probably have had it. It's a very subtle flavour, but it does make it ever so slightly better. So you can skip that if you don't want to bother doing that. Just do the oil. Okay, so that's ready. That can go in the oven. So over to the oven. Open the oven. Putting up the stuff. You can see the chicken's starting to cook. So I'm just going to put the potatoes anywhere, wherever they fit. It's fine. And I might as well just pour that in. Shut that. Okay. So that's good. Another 20 minutes on the clock. Go. We'll be back in 20 minutes. What I'm going to do, because we are going to end up cooking this for an hour, is just turn the heat down slightly. Okay, so that's now on about 175, and it's on the fan assisted setting. I haven't changed that, but I just got it on.
Do that.
I don't know if it's too dark, but anyway.
Well, no, I just couldn't get in the way of that.
It's 175 and it's on the fan assisted setting. So I'm just turning it down because it's got another 40 minutes to go, and otherwise the chicken might be a bit too done. Okay, so still got 5 minutes to go on that 20 minutes. But just to show you what it should look like, in case you're panicking and thinking, is it doing the right thing? So I'm just going to open the oven, take the tray out. So here you can see the chicken is getting crispy on the top, which is good. I've got some bubbles and stuff. My onions are all burnt, which is how I like them. And the potatoes are there. I might just take a spoon, a wooden spoon. It's in Fender. Oh, it's a wine. And I'm just going to move them about a bit, just to move the potatoes perhaps about a little bit. Okay, it's enough. I don't want it to get too cold, and I'm going to put it back in the oven.
Not gonna lie, I kind of want to eat some of those onions now.
So it says 2 minutes, but 2 minutes is by the by, and we had easily more than 2 minutes when we did it on our previous overrun because we ran out of space in the phone. So I'm just going to take it out to the oven. It's the easiest way to do it. So take it out. Shut the door so the heat stays in. So these, which is the mushrooms and the peppers, just bung them on top. Fine. And these, with my assorted other vegetables, still in the packet. So I am also just going to put them in. Okay, I mean you could boil them, but really won't bother. So in they go.
Well, this is all for me, right?
So
I'm starting to feel.
right. Okay, back in the oven. And we're going to give it a final 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we eat it. We are 7 minutes or so before the end. I just think it needs a stir. So, take it out. So the vegetables are looking a little dry on the top. So I'm just going to try and just stir them a little bit. Just mix it up a little bit. Don't worry too much. Just to get some of the oil onto some of the things. The other thing I'm going to just test is to see if the potatoes are soft, which they mostly are. If they're not completely soft, just give it another 5 minutes or so. So just giving it a quick stir just for the last few minutes. Back in. Timer's just about there. You can turn that off. A word on the turmeric. Remember the spice over here? It does stain. You can actually see where I put the bowl down, there is a mark, and I have wiped that down, and it doesn't want to come off, so it does stain, so be very careful with it. But anyway, this is all done. Off. Oh, there we come. Sausages not done yet. I'm going to put those back on.
Ignore the sausages, that's other stuff.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
A tale for another time.
So, this is what it's supposed to look like. So we can see the chicken is browned, nice and crispy. It's been in there for an hour. Potatoes have been in there for 40 minutes, so they've gone slightly brown on some of them. The vegetables and everything have been in there for 20 minutes, which is quite a long time for vegetables, but that's what you need to do for these. Mm-hmm. So then to serve, what you've got to do is put it on the plate. So you might just take one of those, some of the potatoes, some peppers, some mushroom, etc. However much you want. And that's it. Voila. Tastes right.
Tastes like mushroom.
Yeah.